Well, obviously, guys, from where I sit, this stinks. Um, obviously now this is our fourth ACC game by one possession. We actually had six of them. I'm looking back at it just so you know, I wrote it down. Florida State in overtime, Notre Dame here by the two that we won, and then obviously the four that we lost. And like we have to get consistent. And the tough thing about it is, what I mean is consistent and then get mentally and physically tough to finish some of these games. And our biggest issue right now is we may have one guy, two guy, three guys play well versus UVA, and then a couple guys don't play well. Then it flips. You get Cal, and then JT may play well, then maybe another guy. And so what we're trying to do is figure out how do we get consistent play from everybody. As a coach, when you go into the game, you want to know that you can count on certain dudes for, hey, maybe this guy's going to be a high assist game every game. This guy's going to be a great rebounder every game. And what we're having is a lot of inconsistent play, and so it's leading to one-point losses. We're fighting. You can pick up any of these box scores, and if you didn't know the score, you'd be like, shit, they played well enough to win. We took care of the basketball. We didn't shoot well from three at all. I think we made our first three, and then we missed our next 9. But we had some great opportunities, and honestly, it came down to a couple things. A blow by at the end, which obviously they ended up taking the lead, and we just got to be a little bit more stingy. Toughness is what we're going to preach, and that's not winning a physical battle. It's like mentally tough. If you miss a shot, that's okay. You got to get back and play some great defense and not let that affect you as you go along throughout the game. So, questions?
You have a week off. How much is it about shooting and skill development that you can do in 1 week? Because the defense looks good, but as you mentioned, the outside shooting in the second half, and it's not just tonight, but other games too.
JC, I was hoping to go into this week with a win, and you can learn a lot of things and teach a lot of things with a win. Unfortunately, we didn't get the win, and so we got to work on a lot of things. I think we got to work on just being consistent. We got to play many games. We got to put them in situations. I thought we gave up, once again, we gave up 12 offensive rebounds. We're getting beat to 50-50 balls. And if you take away some of those or one or two of those, then you win those games. You think about Virginia Tech, we had the opportunity. Marcus or someone missed a shot on our end of the floor. We're up, and if we dive on the basketball, they got to foul us, and obviously there's not that much shot time on the clock. Ben does a good job at challenging the three on the other end. If we get back into play, we get that 50-50 loose ball, and then obviously they have to foul us instead of us running into them and fouling them. So it's about 4 or 5 plays that really swings a good game, and we're losing those plays, and we got to work on some of those and get better at that. Shooting, obviously, we're gonna try to get a lot of shots out. We're gonna try to do a little different things, but we got to figure out how to clean up our mess. And it's funny, our mess is our mess. Like, I wish I could look at you guys and say these teams are beating us. I think some of them are playing well. I just think some of it has to do with what we're not doing or got to do better.
Middlebrook's talked a lot about kind of the will in terms of when it comes to fixing some of the mistakes.
Say that first part again, I'm sorry.
Ben Middlebrook's talked a lot about kind of this team having the will to fix a lot of the mistakes. It's going to come down to that willpower. He said he feels like this team has it. How do you as a coach maybe facilitate that a little bit more?
Yeah, I've said this all along from day one, from the first time we practiced together. If there's any team that I've ever coached that needs one another, it's this team. And, I have to get some of our guys to stop worrying about how many points they score and worry about what's best for NC State. And once we get on that same page, I think you see so many guys disappointed when a shot doesn't go in. And, nature makes you, not be effective defensively when you're not making shots. I mean, it's funny, it's crazy because you always ask yourself, all right, a team that's won 2 games, boy, they getting blown out. And you can't even say that. I mean, we're playing hard as we can play. We're just not playing as smart as we can play. And to your question, I think we got to do a better job of, pushing some guys. I need leadership from those guys. I need, a guy like Ben, it's good for him to say that, but I want him to express it to his teammates when we're in practice and on the floor.
You've gone to Jaden Taylor at the end of the game, Smarty Sill, numerous different players. Does it kind of feel unsatisfying not be able to find that one late guy at the end of the game?
We talked about that. It's weird. You got to try to go with who's playing well that day.
Yeah.
And that's not surprising. That's just kind of what our team's about. Like, with this group, because we don't have the one dynamic scorer, it's like at the end of the game, you got to try to figure. And I told the guys, it was like, man, we got to get out of the point where we're trying to figure out how to always score at the end, and sometimes figure out how just to defend at the end. I thought we got a great look. Breon came off the screen, and obviously today, because we were 1 for 9. I'm searching like, all right, who's gonna make a 3? And I went with the percentages, and he's shooting the best percentages. So we got him I thought a decent look off of it.
And I think even before that play, I mean, you take a 5-foot half hook from Brandon Huntley Hatfield every time.
Yeah, JC, we drew up a great play. He got a nice shot off of it, and it just didn't go in. I mean, it just didn't. I mean, like, it's some of this, it's weird, guys. Some of this is bad luck, and some of it we got to create some good luck. It's just what it is. Like, we got to be. Some of it is you look at it like, man, they have the worst luck of anybody, and some of it we got to do a better job of creating our own good luck is what we got to do.
Is there a number in your head that you'd like to see the team reach offensively? Because traditionally, usually you'll say, we scored enough to win.
Yeah.
Because you'll hit like the 80s.
Yeah, I would say we're anywhere between 68 and 72. We're usually in good shape. The one-off probably is at Virginia Tech, where we scored 76, I think it was, and ended up losing the game. We typically win a lot of games when we score 70 or more points.
Is there anything that you as a coach, maybe in this next week, you might want to do differently to see if you can get a better result out of your guys?
Yeah, listen, you guys know me. If you cover me for a long time, I'm a fighter. This disappoints me. We're going to get in there, and I'm gonna give some tough love, and, we're going to get better. We're going to, my biggest thing is to pour into these guys, because there's a thin line between winning and losing. We make the shot, it's crazy. We make the shot, we're all jumping up and down. We miss the shots, we're not. And so I got to get in there, and I got to really pour into it. Staff's got to pour into them, hold them accountable for anything that we're not doing well. Really dial back, and now that we got a week, look at that, basically our 7-game stretch of ACC games, 6 of them, because one of them was played prior, and figure out, all right, is there a common denominator, and offensively and defensively, and try to fix it. I'm a fixer, and so if we can fix it, we'll fix it. We'll try to figure it out. But I just need our guys to develop a mentality of, we're gonna win these games no matter what. The teams that take off are the teams that be like, hey, these are games we're gonna win. And when you struggle a little bit, sometimes you say, here you go again. That team at the end of the year, they were like, we're gonna win it no matter what. Earlier last year, we struggled a little bit because we didn't believe we could win those games. And so I got to pour all of the confidence into these guys to finish games.
You talked about looking for leadership over the next week. Have you seen it through these last 2 one-position games, or is it kind of one of those things you're still looking for?
I'm looking for it. And we got, here's the great thing about it, we got great kids. Here's the thing about it, we got great kids, the good and bad about it. Do I have leaders in that locker room? Yes, but I need more. I need Ben Middlebrooks to be a leader. I need Michael to step up. It's hard for the new guys because they just don't know what to say, and they have not had enough success in an NC State basketball jersey to be able to say something. But the guys who have been here, they know what it's like. They know what ACC basketball is about. They know the ups and downs that you can have in the season, and they know the prize at the end when you play well. So I need them to share that and get us to where we needed to be.
I know you're only 7 games into the ACC schedule, but if things continue to keep struggling like they are now, do you think about giving more minutes to some of the young guys on the roster?
Yeah, but I'm not, by saying that, that would mean I'm on 10th this season, because I feel like it's, I'm gonna put the guys out there that I think give us the best chance to win. I'm not gonna, say, hey, give up on the season. Like, you're talking to a coach that's never gonna give up on the season with obviously what happened to us. What did we drop 3? And last year we dropped, 4 at the end of the year. Believe it or not, it's a lot of basketball ahead of us, and we just got to figure it out. I'm gonna push them to be great, and if one of those freshmen are playing better and starting to get it a little bit more, then their opportunities will grow. And we're inching them in anyway. I thought Trey Parker played 10 minutes and did some good things. Bryce Hurts had some moments, and also Paul. We're just trying to figure out, how to get them more minutes. But those minutes will be earned, not given, just because I'm not going. I'm in it, guys. I mean, this is a long season, and it's a marathon, not a sprint. So you ain't got to worry about me saying, hey, I'm gonna just try to turn it over to next year, because in the transfer world, you don't know what next year looks like.